Assalamu alaikum. Today we discuss about modern Islamic thinkers, the next unit in chapter 10. Okay, our topic is Jamaluddin Afghani. Who is Jamaluddin Afghani? His main ideology is pan-Islamism, that means world Muslim unity. He born in Asadabad near Kabul in 1838, and after in 1857 he goes to the Hajj. When he returned, he accepted the rank of minister and he entered into the politics, and he reached in India. When he reached in India, Britain gave him warmly welcome to the Afghani, but he started his anti-British revolutions. When he reached in India, he started his anti-British revolution against British. Thousands of men follow him, but the British ordered to go the Afghani from India, and he reached in Egypt. After he reached in Turkey in 1871, the order from Turkey to leave from Turkey, and he returned into Egypt. Okay, the ruler of Egypt at that time, Ridad Pasha, he attracted the neo-ideology of Jamaluddin Afghani, and he warmly welcomed the Jamaluddin Afghani, and Ridad Pasha gave all facilities to Jamaluddin Afghani for to express and expand their ideologies, spread their ideologies. Okay. In Egypt, two papers presented. First one is At-Tijara. Keep in mind, first one is At-Tijara. Second one is Mir'atu Sharq. Okay. He write his article and he filter his disciple through this article. The most important disciple is Muhammad Abdu. And Jamaluddin Afghani also criticized the Darwin system, and he write a reply for that system that named Ar-Raddu Ad-Dahiriyin, and the Muhammad Abdu later translated this into Arabic. Okay. Jamaluddin Afghani, the combined work of Jamaluddin Afghani and Muhammad Abdu, they both are started to publish a paper. That means the name of that paper is Urwatul Wuska. That started from Paris. Keep in mind, that started from Paris. Name is Urwatul Wuska. They built a secret organization for to spread of this newspaper. Okay, they try to spread this newspaper, and they built a secret organization in different part of the world. The main aim of this Urwatul Wuska is the pan-Islamism. That means all Muslim university, and he through this all members must pledge for that. Okay, in the secret organization, the all members must pledge for to pan-Islamism. Okay, and in 1883 March 13 the first issue published. Keep in mind, 1883 March 13 the first issue published, and the major aims of Urwatul Wuska is mainly five. First one is the solution recommendation for the decline of Muslim community. Second one, for announced to hold ideas of ancestor strongly. Okay. Third one, to correct the belief and no prosper along with the ritual. And fourth one, unity empowering between Muslim. Fifth one, resurrection through religious and cultures. Okay, these are the main aim of Urwatul Wuska. And one of the first issue, Britain banned and restricted to move to Egypt, and in totally 18 issues are published within 8 months, but it cannot get complete success because of the restriction of British, and it cannot success in their reach. And in 1884 the last issue and stopped, but it play a major role in Muslim community, especially against the British. That means because of that Urwatul Wuska, a Muslim thoughts are turned against the British. Okay, and then Afghani moved to Iran, Tehran, the capital of Iran, with the invitation of Shah Nasruddin. But after some time, a gap formed between the Shah Nasruddin and Jamaluddin Afghani, or Jamaluddin Afghani's revolutionary ideas, and in 1886 he moved to Russia until 1889. Okay. When he reached Russia, he saw the Muslim people suffered through the cruelty of Tsar, and he fight against the cruelty of Tsar in Russia, and he can retrieve the restriction of publication of Islamic and Quran in Russia. Okay. In 1889, he meet again Shah, and Shah invite again him, and he accept that, but he got he strongly spread his Renaissance ideologies at that time, and he announced to establish a parliamentary system in that country. At that time, Prime Minister understand this is a danger. The danger words have come from Afghani, so he tried to lock him, but Afghani understand before his traps, but he escaped and lived far away from 20 kilometers away from Tehran. But at that time, the follower of Afghani is very big, and they followed him, and many opposers also arisen against Afghani. And in 1891, keep in mind, 1891, 500 armies entered to home and arrested. Then he reached to Basra, okay, and arrested. Then he reached to Basra and strongly opposed the Shah government. Jamaluddin Afghani strongly opposed the Shah government, and he write also a letter to Shia leader Mirza Hassan Shirazi against the Shah rule in Iran. And Sayyid Rashid Reza published this letter in Al-Manar, his Al-Manar magazine. And one of his disciples killed Shah by the motivation of Jamaluddin Afghani. And in 1892, he reached in England and start a paper, Diya-ul Ghafiqain, in English and Arabic. He started a newspaper named Diya-ul Ghafiqain in 1892 with the English and Arabic language. And almost at that time, Jamaluddin Afghani's ideology spread all over the world. In that time, Sultan Abdul Hamid in Turkey invited him to Turkey and locked him by the restrictions. Okay. In 1897, March 9, he died by cancer, and he buried in Iran. And then body taken in 1945, body taken to Afghanistan and buried in Aliabad near Kabul. Okay. His main work are Tatimmatul Bayan fi Tarikh al-Afghan, that is a history book in 1901, and the brochure about naturalism, Risala Naturaliya. This book translated later Muhammad Abdu. Okay, these are the work of Jamaluddin Afghani, and so next class we have to discuss about Muhammad Abdu. Assalamu alaikum.